Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this. This is Wrestle AM presented by Kocosports.net. It's half morning show, half wrestling show, pretty much all bullshit. I'm your host, LK from Kocosports.net, and I'm joined by Dion from Wrestle Talk SOS. I got it wrong. It's SOS Wrestle Talk. I do that every single damn time.
It's all right, man. You know, hey, your heart was in the right place, so it's all good, my friend. How are you doing today?
I'm doing splendid. How many times I've had you on the show, and I always fucking butcher your fucking company's name. I do apologize.
It's all right. It's better than Hechicero or Euphoria. It's better than any of the CMLL names. So that's definitely a start. You know what I mean? So as long as we're not in the CMLL department, I think we're all right.
Exactly, it wasn't that bad. So
Exactly.
today on today on Wrestle AM, we're going to preview the new Beginning in Sapporo show that we'll be reviewing on Sunday night, and then also talk about the XFL last night, the viewership. Did you actually catch the 30 for 30 special?
I was waiting to try to catch it today. I've heard lots of stuff about it. I've heard like everybody and like their mom that I know have seen it. And I guess I'm like my only person that hadn't seen it. Even the people on like local sports talk radio is talking about it. So I definitely need to get into it this weekend. But I know about the XFL, so we can talk about that for sure.
Yeah, it was just the numbers here suggest that not everyone, including your mum, watched it because I was really shocked with the numbers. So we'll talk about that. A not really a well-known death, but still a death in person took place, and house shows have a really strange format this week. But we'll start off with a new Beginning in Sapporo show, which we'll be reviewing on Sunday. Do a preview and predictions. Overall, are you excited for this Sunday show?
Absolutely, absolutely. And one thing I meant to ask you about, I'm glad you brought this up. But this is one thing that was kind of not alarming, but it's like, okay, I noticed this when I looked at this card, and I'm sure it has to do with the booking and everything. No Bullet Club at all. Not even like Tamatonga or Bad Luck Fale or any of the the B sub members of Bullet Club. I mean, I know Kenny's on his break right now, but not even any of those members. So I thought that was well, it was a change up.
Yeah, it is strange. I didn't really notice that until I probably just looked right now and then you said it. But I think the card is overall, though. I think the main event is going to be a
Whew.
ball buster. I think we're going to come on here, and the first thing we're going to say is I'm just cleaning because I'm going to watch it Sunday night when I come home from work, like I normally do in my New Japan. I'm going to come in here. I'm going to, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to have to quickly pop and get some tissues because there's a lot of ejaculation and cum on my hands from the main event. I'm really excited for the main event, and the one that I'm also looking forward to is the Juice Robinson getting his first title shot.
Absolutely. That should be very exciting as well. I mean, this whole card, I mean, from top to bottom, even with the opening tag match with the Young Guns and Kushida, I mean, that should be exciting. So I mean, this whole card, I mean, I'm just ready to get into it. It's new beginning indeed. So I mean, hey, as I told some friends of mine, pertaining to New Japan Pro Wrestling, I'm like, hey, if you're in the know, I'm not calling New Japan anymore. I'm going to sound like a total elitist smart right here. I'm only going to call it Shinny Home Pro Wrestling, like they call over in Japan. So from now on, I'll be referring to it as Shinny Home Pro Wrestling.
I will still be calling it New Japan because when I ever say the words New Japan Pro Wrestling, I just get Mauro Ronaldo's just image flimming through my brain. You're in New Japan Pro Wrestling. Every he mentioned fucking Okada on 205 Live and Dragon Gate. He wants a
Really?
firing. Yeah, it was.
I saw some of because I was working out while 205 was going on, but I didn't know he mentioned Okada on there.
Yeah, someone hit a drop kick. I can't remember exactly. If I quickly, this is Wrestle AM. It's pretty much all bullshit, so we can quickly have a look. Where were we? So we're actually no. That's Impact from January the 12th. That's Takeover. We're getting close. Bear with me. UFC on Fox 205 Live. Where we got? I talked about Okada. Here we go. Yeah, it was during Lindsay Dorado and Tony Nese. Mauro goes, Kazuchika Okada would be proud of that drop kick. When Nese did
Wow.
Unbelievable. And he talked about Dragon Gate with Tozawa. That's just incredible, isn't it?
That is extremely incredible, and I like how they do little subtle references. Like, I mean, you will have Cole every once in a while talking about the IWGP, tag champs with Gallows and Anderson. And you'll have like subtle references and nods. Mauro Ranallo, he's just like, man, like Ku Klux. He gives no two fucks because he's like, all right, I'm gonna talk about Dragon Gate. I'm gonna drop Kazuchika Okada. He drops the Ushigoroshi whenever AJ Styles hits it, and I've even heard him drop Hiroki Goto's name on the SmackDown broadcast before. So I mean, shout out to Mauro Ranallo for all that.
He either wants a firing or he's getting paid by both companies. Either way, I'm happy. But we'll get down to the actual card. So this again, no particular order. Because Shida and Hirai Kawato versus Desperado and Yoshinobu Kanemaru. Now, I butchered their names nearly as bad as I butchered yours. But, like, Desperado, why? That's a CMLL guy, if I'm correct, the Desperado.
He spent time over there, but he's a Japanese wrestler with sort of a Mexican gimmick. But Kanemaru, shout out to Jeffrey who joined us on the CMLL podcast. But I was on his show actually Sunday and we were talking about it. But and I called Kanemaru Disco Pants because his black and gold disco pants are so bad. And this match right here, I feel kind of bad for Kushida because one, he's teaming with the young guy here, and no disrespect to the young guy, but I mean, and we were talking about it on the other show. Like Suzuki Gun is awesome as far as Suzuki Killer Elite Squad, and it's pretty much it after that because Suzuki Junior Heavyweights leave a little bit to be desired. I mean, that's just kind of my opinion. I mean, if I'm people can disagree with me, but that's just what I think about it. I don't know what you think about their Junior Heavyweight guys.
You will not talk badly about Taka Michinoku on a show when I'm a part of it.
1997, 98 Taka, I love that Taka. Right now, not so much. Not so much. I mean, you're a legend, Taka. I love you. You're a legend, but come on.
Dude, I was just doing. I literally just finished the before I did the MMA AM. I did the Monday Night Wars show for my Patreon pledges,
yeah.
And Taka Michinoku was on there because it was the January the 19th, 1998 edition of Raw Nitro, and I reviewed it and then compared them. And he was teaming with Owen Hart. My fucking God. Taka Michinoku and Owen Hart, what a damn treat I've been given. Like, it's just unbelievable.
He had a gym with Triple H, I believe it was a SmackDown episode. It was late 99 or early 2000. It was for the WWF title. It was a really, really good match, too. Like, it might have been on a Raw. It was either on a Raw or SmackDown, like, around that era. But it was a really good match with him and Triple H. So if you haven't checked that match out, I do recommend checking that match out.
Yeah, that'll be on the network somewhere. I can't remember exactly what it was. But that was really good because I remember the crowd actually getting really behind Taka towards the end.
Yeah. But no,
that was good.
Legendary. He's a legend, man. I don't know. He's his partner Taichi, man. We haven't got to him yet, but when we do,
And then we have Yuji Nagata, Kojima, and Tenzon versus Hanare, Yoshitatsu, and Tomoyuki Aka in another throwaway six.
He's the oldest looking young boy I've ever seen. I don't know if you've seen him, but dude, he looks like, I guess he's like upper 20s, but he looks pretty old. And I guess the beefy young boy, shout out to Jeffrey again, I guess he's actually in his upper 30s. So I mean, it's like you can't really be a young boy and you're like north of 30. I don't know. That's the rule I think that should be out there.
He reminds me of like a Toru Yano for some reason. He just reminds me of Yano for some really fucking weird reason. He just looks like Yano.
Oh man, so pretty much. So it's them, Hanare, and Yoshitatsu versus pretty much the old guard in this match in the 6-man tag.
Yeah.
I think we get Hanare get a shine on here. Yoshitatsu, he's going to get booed because people do not like this man at all. He has an X-Pac go away, get off my TV heat. And I think, of course, the old guard gets the win here. I think Kojima gets the win. He gets the victory here because between him and Nagata, you can go back and forth on which one's better right now. But it's clearly one of those two. But I think the old guard gets the win.
Dude, this is what the 6-man tag title should be for. It should be for the young lions, and it should be for the old timers, not fucking Tanahashi.
Oh my God, you're so correct on that, honestly, because this match is perfect for it. Because they should use those 6-man tag titles. I mean, what's wrong with having a young boy carry those belts?
Exactly, there is nothing wrong at all. They as great as they are at booking, they are bit silly when it comes to those 6-man tag titles, because the point of those tag titles was to make the 6-man matches before intermission that no one cares about, make them care about them. They've done nothing about it before intermission. I still don't care about before intermission.
And it's like when they have them, when you think they have them on, okay, like even last year when they put them on like Kenny and the Bucks, it's like okay, they have them on a nice trio, but like they'll stall their momentum and they'll take them and they'll have them like lose to like Tanahashi, Elgin, and like Yoshitatsu, a random grouping, and it was like, all right, that's kind of random. And then this, match later in the card, I don't even think Lowe should be even challenging for the titles. They should be defending the titles at least here, or maybe against one of the teams we mentioned in this six-man tag team match. But whenever they have groups have these belts or get these belts, they kill their momentum instantly whenever they get them, especially heel groups. That's what I noticed.
Yeah, definitely, 110%. They need to do something about them. And then we have Tiger Mask, Liger, and Shibata versus Gedo, your boy Jado, and Will Ospreay. Obviously, this alluding to Will Ospreay and Shibata at the next New Beginnings show taking place next Saturday. I think that they could do some solid build-up here. I know that in the last, I think it was the six-man tag before, where they did a little bit with Ospreay and Shibata. And I'm actually really, I think out of both the New Beginnings, I think that if Ospreay and Shibata gets a lot of time, I think that could compete with Minoru Suzuki and Kazuchika Okada in the main event of this show. I think that really could compete. It just depends how long it gets. But Shibata matches tend to not go that long, but still be fucking amazing. Like his match with Matt Riddle at Rev Pro in January for the Rev Pro title, or the British Heavyweight title as they call it, that was 4 stars easily. And that was only given about 15 minutes. Some people complaining it wasn't long enough. I thought it was perfect. Like, I don't know. It just depends.
I'm glad you said that too. I'm sorry, but I'm glad you said that. I think people get it misconstrued with, a match has to be like, only could be north of 4 stars if it's like north of 30 minutes or more. No, like it can be 4 stars in, like you said, in like about 15 minutes, because Shibata's not a guy to where he's like, okay, we're gonna go 60 minutes, because his style does not, complement that. His style is a hard hitting style. He wants to knock you out, and I don't know many people who are knockout artists that go the distance. That's, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's not about how much time you get, it's what you do in that time. And obviously great matches are going to be long, because then they have more time to tell the story. But if the wrestler can tell a good enough story in 15 minutes, in 5 minutes, in 4 minutes, who gives a fuck? Exactly. But I think, I don't know who's going to win this. I think maybe Ospreay will get the win here, so he looks credible.
That's what I was thinking here. And it's like, I'm worried too if Ospreay gets the win here, I'm like, will he get the win on the Saturday show? And it's like, and I don't know. It's really interesting. I'm gonna say Shibata gets the win here, because I think Ospreay not giving away too much. I think Shibata gets the win here.
Okay. And then we have Yoshihashi versus Takahashi Lizuka.
This fucking guy, man. I like Yoshihashi. Last year he impressed me. I don't know what you thought about him last year, but this is Iizuka, man. This is the part about Suzuki Gun that's like that I dread them coming over about, because people hated, last year. Gorillas of Destiny and all this stuff. Man, Iizuka is worse than any member of Bullet Club that they have, with the exception of Captain New Japan.
And Bad Luck Fale.
At least Fale's had some good matches. This dude can't even have good matches. Like, I mean,
dude, this guy's 50 years old. He's older than The Undertaker.
He is. He's old and he's crazy, but he's a wild dog. But he's probably going to get disqualified. That's a shtick. He gets disqualified a lot.
So yeah, that's fair. I think they might give Hashi the win, because I think that the Suzuki Gun's going to dominate the majority of the matches, so at least have New Japan win a few of them. Mm-hmm. And then we move on to our vintage fuckfest. We have Hiroshi Tanahashi, Michael Elgin, Nakanishi, the Funky Toilet Taguchi, Dragon Lee versus Naito, Sanada, Evil Bushi, and Takahashi. So you got Loss versus New Japan.
But you've done it before. We have it documented. You've done it before.
Los Ingobernables.
Hey, well, I don't have the hat on today, but we'll get there though. Man, this, like you said, they like throwing Tanahashi in these kind of, hey, it's me, don't forget about me, it's Tana. I kind of go back and forth, like you said, with how they book Tanahashi, but like they book him like better than they would. This is how you would book somebody like a John Cena, I would say, because as opposed to him continuously challenging for the titles and beating people he's not supposed to be, Royal Rumble, AJ Styles. He lost the Intercontinental title match to Naito. He lost the main event last year. It's like, all right, they know he's still an established person, but he's not in the main event like that anymore. And I think that, like, it's time for, I mean, it would be, wise if a person, another company took a role like that. I'm just saying, but a guy like a Tanahashi, that's how you book him. This is like, all right, he's not in the main event anymore, but we kind of have to keep him looking strong.
He can help if they just promote him. He'll put butts in seats at least. If there's like just say in the crowd, there's like 100 Tanahashi like super fans, they'll come because Tanahashi's there, whether he's in a title match or not. Same as Big Match John. Big Match John, if he's in the fucking mid card with Baron Corbin and Dolph Ziggler, people are still going to turn up if they're Cena super fans because it's still Super Cena, whether he's in the main event or not.
Yeah, shit. Most of them are like they got kids. They'll probably respect that more because they can get in and get out most of the time. So
hey, even better. No, don't say that because poor 205 Live is suffering as it is. You don't want them completely battered.
So yeah, they're like, oh, we're leaving now. Like, who are these guys? We don't care. Let's go.
They're so small. They're probably. I understand in the top cheap seats, or not cheap seats, up in the top. They're like, oh, I can't see them. I'm leaving. That's fair, but
well,
I don't know.
In that case too, I don't know how you feel about this, decorum, but like in an arena, stuff like that, when a show is kind of, dwindling down and people are leaving, if there are open seats and nobody's going to get there, I think those seats are fair game. So I would just move down. That's just how I go about it.
You could move down. It depends though, because I know in the O2 Arena in London, they're pretty damn strict about where you sit. Like there will literally be. When I mean that, because I remember one year I went to SmackDown, and I think it was when Hulk Hogan was there. So it was 2013 or 4. I think it was 14. It was after WrestleMania 30 because Batista was there, and we sat. Do you know there's the front and then there's the back, and then just as you start going up, so it was literally the second row on the way. So we were really really good seats like that. They're my favorite seats, and we were there. And my friend went for a piss because I think there was a women's match on, or there was a Los Matadores match in the dark match. We came back, and he accidentally dropped the ticket on the floor before he came and squeezed next to me. Before I could get a ticket, before I could go down and grab it for him, some guy who was walking back from the piss break to go back to a seat up in the top, sweep the ticket, ran to the fucking guy saying, "Look, I got this ticket," and he sat in my seat. So the security guard comes over, is like, "Excuse me, you're sat in the seat." He's like, no. And then we had to go out, and then we had to go right back to the top. This was embarrassing. This was in front of everyone. And we had to go all the way back up to the actual back of the building, the start of the building. And then thankfully, we had our names on like a name confirmed on the ticket or something like that. So he showed him ID. And it was like, why couldn't we have done that, in the fucking building, in our seats? He was like, yeah, sorry, it's just it's procedure, I have to do it. And it was like, that guy sat in our seat. He's like, don't worry, go and kick him off. So I went back, kicked him off, and it was just, oh my God, it was a complete mess. So no one ever try and move seats because it's a pain in the ass for everyone involved.
Oh, wow. That is, that's kind of, that's shiesty if people are still there. But I mean, if people are leaving for 205 Live and they're not coming back, I think it's fair game, man. Of course. They're gone, but now that dude, he dropped it for like a second, and this dude's like, gotcha. Damn.
Yeah, dude, it was insane. It was insane. He quickly ran over. I was like, dude, oh, fuck me. This just killed it. And then we had to walk all the way back down and then grab our seats. It was a fun experience. I can say I've experienced.
How was the O2 Arena, by the way?
What was that, sorry?
How was the O2 Arena, by the way?
It's a gorgeous arena. I've been there. I go there for both Raw and SmackDown. I'm buying my SmackDown tickets next Friday. I've already bought my Raw. There was fuck all left. But I got decent enough seats. But I'm going on Tuesday as well. I just go there mainly for before I've been with a vacation, because then I could just take time off work. I can go to London. I can watch the wrestling, enjoy the atmosphere, because there's a 20,000 seated building. So it's a really nice sized building. Watch the wrestling, get a hotel, and then explore London, do the, nostalgic London Buckingham Palace and salute the Queen and shit like that. Same as again this year. Same as going to do the same this year. It's just a fun experience, and I just enjoy it a lot. But the O2 Arena is beautiful. It's a really nice building.
Yeah, I always wondered, whenever I would see Raw and, SmackDown there, I was like, man, I wonder how that, the layout of that arena is. So thanks for answering that question for me.
Yeah, the layout of the arena, I don't know if it's like any other big building, but there's not really many big buildings, arenas in the UK. There's stadiums galore. There's not really many. You got Wembley Arena, which is like the O2 Arena, but smaller, which is where NXT TakeOver was. And it was exactly the same as that. The atmosphere is good in the O2 because of how many people's there. But the issue with the O2 Arena is a very high roof. So sometimes the noise doesn't like comes up and doesn't bounce. I love buildings. Like I went to an ICW show, and it was very small, compact. Not compact close. It was compact as in the roof. Like sometimes the wrestlers had to dodge, and the noise just bounced off it when the canvas hit, when the crowd chanted. That's my favorite type of building with a low roof.
I agree, man. I agree. Like you said, it keeps that noise in there. You know, then like you said, noise travels up, so it don't have a place to go because the roof is lower than what it normally would be.
Exactly. Where were we? There we are. We'll move on to our next one. We have Rocky Romero. We did say it was half bullshit on the earlier on in the show. Rocky Romero and Beretta are defending their tag titles against my boy Taka Michinoku and Taichi for the IWGP Junior Tag titles.
And so the Strong Style Story show that I was on, shout out to my guys. The name of the episode was actually called "Fuck Taichi." It's a dedication to me because I was like, "Hey man, fuck Taichi," because I don't know if you know the Super Junior or the Super J Cup back in I think was it August. This dude had an entrance, man. I tell you, because New Japan here comes on about anywhere between 3 a.m. and 5:30 a.m. So I've been up all night, and I'm like, no, I'm not going to take a nap. I'm going to stay up and watch New Japan. So I'm staying up and watching it. Got through the first couple matches fine. Taichi's, look, Liger, he's wrestling Liger. Liger comes out fine, no problem. Taichi comes out, okay, and I swear to God, this dude's entrance is 5 minutes, and it's boring. And I'm like sitting there, and I'm like, how you just kind of like, or you're like, oh man, I feel myself nodding. Next thing I know, I wake up and it's 9:30 a.m. Sun's beaming through my window, and I'm just like, that son of a bitch, Taichi. So ever since then,
dude, is sorry to cut that. Is this guy who comes out and he sings? He tries to anyway. Yeah, I remember. I think I saw him last year. I don't know what I was watching, but I remember seeing him last year, and fuck me, that guy sucks.
He's horrible, man. He is so horrible. But no, I think the guys will get the win here. Honestly, I really do. I think that I think they're on the Suzuki gun. Kind of it's new beginning. So. And it's kind of unfortunate because I feel Roppongi Vice needs kind of some momentum with these belts because these belts have become like trinkets. They become this kind of like, designer accessories because not a lot of people get momentum with them. It's just like, all right. Because I don't know how you feel. Do you think New Japan should abandon the junior heavyweight division or you think they should still keep it going?
The tag, I'm guessing you mean.
Yeah, the junior tag title.
But then if they did it properly, like you could have the Young Bucks. What would they do? I mean, they could go for singles. They could go singles.
They could. It's like, I go back and forth with it because I'm like, they could do it, but I'm like, all right, so can I really see them wrestling? Like, I mean, they would have to wrestle like guys like Togi Makabe and stuff. And I mean, I'm not saying that they can't wrestle, but those are like kind of big, like stiff, bruising dudes. And it's like, I don't know. It would be different for their style, I think.
Yeah, it's difficult. It's difficult, but I just wish they had more damn teams. They should really look at the size of Japan and how many wrestling companies. Can't they just go, oh look, you're a junior heavyweight team, you're a junior heavyweight team, we'll sign you, here's some money, come with us.
Exactly. They should do that, and they should do something with the titles to where like if you've had them for like a bit, or they should have like some kind of tournament or something happen to where like you can challenge for the IWGP heavyweight tag titles like at a certain point of the year. Just if you are the junior heavyweight champions, I think they should like have that. And I think it will add something to those belts as opposed to being we have junior tag belts.
Yeah, it's not really doesn't really mean anything anymore, but it's just how it is. And yeah, I think my boy Michinoku will get the win here, and I think they're going to take over.
Suzuki Gun is probably they're going to be in there for. I'm not going to say a long haul, but they about to have the dark cloud come over New Japan for a little bit.
Indeed. And then we have Hiroki Goto defending the Never Openweight title against Juice Robinson. My prediction is Goto to get the win, but Juice Robinson be the real winner because of how great he looks in an incredible match of Goto.
Absolutely. Juice is, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and say it early. Why don't we see what he can do in G1 this year? Give him a try. I mean, he's on this road to doing it, and Hiroki Goto, let's not kid ourselves here. This dude's a damn choke artist, man. He's not going to be the IWGP heavyweight champion anytime soon. So keep the Never Open heavyweight title. Keep your little nice belt because you're not going to get the big belt anytime soon.
Sadly, I love Goto. He's one of my favorite. Like, if I had a Fave 5 in New Japan, Goto would actually be in there. I really like Goto, but the poor bastard never wins a damn title. Well, he won the Never Openweight title, but he just fucking fails every time he goes for the IWGP title. And even the G1, wasn't it? A couple of years ago, he lost.
He needs to really honestly go on his own. I think he would be suited better if he was solo because to me in Chaos, I've even said this with Bunchy Bunches, shout out Bunches. I think him being in chaos, they thought that he would necessarily replace Nakamura as, oh, we have a big guy replacing him, but it's kind of been like he's kind of went down more when he's been with chaos, because to me, in my opinion, I mean, I like Goto, but he's like, I mean, he's like Okada's lapdog in a way in chaos, not like his own person, you know? So get out of chaos, Goto.
Imagine Okada backstage like, Goto, can you loosen up my boots? They're a bit too tight.
He comes running over.
Yes, hi. Then we have Toru Yano, Ishii versus Maccabee and Honma versus Killer Elite Squad for the IWGP Tag Titles. Killer Elite Squad get the win here, surely.
Yep, Killer Elite Squad get the win here. Suzuki Gun, sweet. Yeah, what's interesting is the next show on that Saturday, these exact same teams have a title match as well. So I thought that was kind of interesting as well. So we'll see what happens with that show as well. But this match, Killer Elite Squad.
I don't really like two of those teams, but I like Ishii. I don't really like Yano. Yano's funny. Like, I get it. He's a comedic guy. But when I watch New Japan, I don't want to watch for comedy, but it'll be different.
I understand. Only dude like I don't really like in this match is really Tamaki Homa, and it's not even really anything to do in the ring. But
dude, he's scared. Like, his voice scares me, and I know what he did. Like, if that was in WWE, that man would have been fired or suspended for a very, very long time.
Yeah,
unbelievable.
Could you imagine how he was?
What was that?
Wife. I think
that was scary to see him. Boom.
Yeah, I was like, look, somebody. Sorry, guys. Somebody clearly needs to get their muffler fixed next door to me, and I apologize for that. So yeah.
All right. Then we have the IWGP title match. We have Kazuchika Okada defending against Minoru Suzuki in a match that, as I said earlier, is going to make me come a lot in my hands. And what a year! Like, we went from Okada to Omega, then we had big match John and AJ, which was amazing at the Rumble. And now we go to Okada and Suzuki. It's just boom, 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 boom. Great match, great match, great match. Sometimes I take for advantage how often we get a damn great wrestling match.
I know and it's like, if you think about it too, how you just said boom, 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 boom. It's like it happens a lot of time at the beginning of the year. Like, it is just crazy how the beginning of the year has all these great wrestling matches pop up, and it's been like that for a few years, honestly.
And the thing is, though, when we get to the end of the year, there's even more, and then we're like, oh shit, what's the match of the year? And then we always say something past like halfway point. I think this year, though, will be different, because I think Okada and Omega will be a lot of people's match of the year. Minus like, the complaint is, you can't just give Okada and Omega a 6 stars or a 5 stars because it happened in Japan. Like, dude, no, it was a fucking amazing match. Watch it. No, it took place in Japan. It's like, no, watch it. It was a great match. It wasn't better than AJ and John. AJ and John told a better story. I was like, no, watch it properly and know the backstories of the wrestlers, and then it will be a great fucking story.
Exactly, because that main event, I was like, man, I didn't know who was going to win that match, dude. I'm like, oh, like, because Omega was making great points, but people are going to argue to the cows come home. I think when people say, AJ, whenever somebody saw that match and the first thing they said, oh, AJ and Cena was better than Okada Omega, one, I'm going to call bullshit. Two, you're just saying that because you're probably mostly a WWE fan, and you just want to say definitely a match is just, as a matter of fact, better than that match, and hey, people's opinions are what they are, but I don't think that match was great. John Cena, AJ Styles was a great match. I don't think it was as good as Omega Okada, even if they took off the 15 minutes they needed to. That's just my opinion.
No, I agree. I completely agree. It was a very good match, and people who think it isn't are wrong. It was a very good match, but at the end of the day, it wasn't as good as Okada, but that's different. I guess it just depends on your opinion of it. But we'll get to some news now. The XFL special last night on ESPN. Guess how many viewers it got?
How many?
Guess. Have a guess. It'll be interesting.
All right. Let's see.
Remember, it's on ESPN. The amount of promotion it got.
I'm gonna say about 25,000
viewers. Like we talking Nielsen ratings here? No, I'm talking about viewers, the viewership.
This the viewership?
Yep.
Oh, God.
It ain't bad.
Oh, man, you're going to stump me here. Okay, just tell me.
917,000.
Oh dang! I didn't give him any. I said 25.
25,000. That's just the O2 Arena people just sat there. Oh God, no. I don't know if that's good or not because I know ESPN has a great reach. So obviously I thought it'd be a bit higher. And Monday Night Raw gets what 3.6 million this week, and that show sucks. So I thought in America that everyone watched TV. They just sat on their asses and watched TV. But I mean, it beat Bellator 171 the other week. It wasn't as good as the Bellator 170 show, but
I don't know.
It's still decent number.
I mean, it's a Thursday too. It came on a Thursday, So I mean, maybe that played a bit into it. I mean, some people consider Thursday like the beginning of the weekend. So they got to get out and do their thing. But I think they might have had a little bit to play into it too. And like I said, I'm trying to get to watch at some point, and also too DVRs and all that good stuff.
That's true. That's true.
And people now they're not. I mean, they have different alternatives to cable. So I mean, it's, of course, it's going to be kind of skewed a little bit.
I don't know. I'll probably give it a watch once one of these pirators upload. I'll definitely give it a watch. I don't have ESPN, for American version anyway. I don't know about it. I'm excited because I've seen I remember watching the McMahon DVD, the documentary that Vince had back in 2007 when he had it on DVD, and I remember talking about the XFL, and I was like, okay, that's cool. But it's been 10 years since that came out. I don't really know anymore. I think I'll give it a watch. I'll give it a watch by Sunday maybe, and then we can have a talk about it when we do our New Japan coverage.
Oh man, I was watching his first promo about it the other day, and they were talking about it on the radio show, and he's like, "Welcome to the XFL," and I just literally just driving tears in my eyes, laughing, listening to Vince McMahon talk about this football promotion. It was. Oh.
Yeah, I was 5 when it aired, so there's no way I would be able to know anything about it. But I don't know. Very interesting. What else have we got going in here? We have Kevin Kelly. He left Ring of Honor, but
what?
Right. So how about this? So an update is that he had to make a choice between keeping his full-time office job with ROH or his commitment to New Japan. New Japan wanted him in Japan for the entire week this coming week, so he chose New Japan, which pays better and well enough to get Gon Callis back into the business that he pretty much walked away from 15 years ago. Kelly is expected to still be used as an on-air talent by ROH. That's fast. They still didn't say nothing. So he walked away from his full-time office job, but does that mean he's walking away from his commentary job or not? That wasn't stated in this article, and I'm using the Observer because I want proper news. And I go to the Observer or the Torch or the Insider for proper news.
Yeah, that doesn't say much, honestly.
It doesn't. It really doesn't. Because, he's left his full-time office job because I know he's doing loads of stuff for the site, which now means the site's going to suck nearly as bad as TNA's site. Jesus, Josh Matthews is one of the worst site. I think it's Josh Matthews who runs the site. I mean, I hate his commentary, but his site running is even worse. But it doesn't say that. Obviously, he's going to Japan. I would go to Japan as well. I mean, he's getting paid to go to Japan and commentate on Japan. Why wouldn't you? But damn it to God.
So this is interesting. Will he become a part of the English team full time then? I mean, that could be pretty interesting.
I mean, there was loads of shows announced with English commentary, the big ones. Maybe he could just do a little bit of, he could still be in his home and just do the commentary, just get a nice headpiece, just pop it in and send it over to Japan. They could do that. I have no idea, but
I don't know if you subscribe to the Ring of Honor YouTube channel at all, but he'll come in and he'll have do the Ring of Honor weekly updates and stuff.
Yeah.
He can essentially do that same thing for New Japan, honestly, and it's for an English speaking audience, honestly.
Oh, that would be absolutely brilliant. That is a brilliant idea. I'd love it if we did that. That is such a great idea. Make it into a mini little 30-minute weekly little clip. They could have clips in there. They could have him say, look, da da da. He could commentate on them. That would be magic. That would be magic.
With English subtitles, money.
Yeah, easy. And then WWE house shows this weekend. Roman Reigns was originally not meant to be wrestling, but because Seth Rollins was injured, Roman Reigns will be taking his place in Broomfield and Eugene. And how fair is that? Roman Reigns gets to take the weekend off, but Seth Rollins doesn't. And Seth Rollins is wrestling Triple H, and Reigns is doing nothing yet. I mean, we'll probably take her. But poor bastard. What else we got? John Cena and Randy Orton are both having the weekend off there, but they'll be returning on television. What else have we got? Nope. That's about it. What else have we got? Any news? Nope. Tom Drake, aged 86, former pro wrestler, was the Speaker of the House in Alabama, has passed away. Everything else is MMA and UFC, which I already talked about on MMA AM today. No, there's nothing really else to talk about today. But before we go off it, you go on.
If Minoru Suzuki wins this match, by the way, he will make history. He will be one of 3 men to win the IWGP, the All Japan Triple Crown, and the GHC Heavyweight Championship. He will be joining Kensuke Sasaki and Yoshihiro Takayama if he completes this feat.
Damn, that's a big thing. So they'll probably do that. I'll be shocked if he doesn't win. So we'll get some live comments now, and I got a tweet from Kevin Eric Snell saying, "Here's a booking idea: Kota Ibushi versus Will Ospreay. If Ospreay loses, he has to take that stupid A out of his last name." Oh Jesus! Don't let Will Ospreay catch you saying that, or you'll be in deep trouble, young man. Oh Jesus Christ! God, because Will Ospreay doesn't like criticism on Twitter, does he?
No, he does not at all. He will come at you full force.
The complete opposite of Rush.
Yeah. No tranquilo with Will Ospreay.
Did you see Andrade Yelmas on NXT TakeOver when he did that? Did you notice that when he did that?
I was talking to Bunches. I don't know if he saw his new gear at the TakeOver special. He had the black pants. He had like on the knee pads. He had like the fist or whatever. But I was like, of course, if he could on the knee pads, it would be the Los Ingobernables logo if he could have it. But I mean, he of course has to settle for something similar.
Oh, dude, there is no way WWE would give him permission to have that.
I know that.
There is no way.
But they're not giving him that.
As amazing as that would be, and you'd mark the fuck out. There's a limit. Like there's Tony Dillinger in the Rumble, and then there's just that. Happens sadly. We got some live comments here. Thank you everyone taking part. Tyler Dillon says, let me just pause that quickly because I don't want that playing out loud. Tyler Dillon says, Kevin Kelly leaving ROH makes me sad. Me too, but we don't really know because that was a really fucked up article. Well, it was just like a little news piece on the Observer talking about how Kevin Kelly has gone from the office job full time to go to New Japan. But it didn't state if he's leaving commentary because it still said he's an on-air talent. Does that mean he could still do commentary?
And also, too, so how many episodes do they have canned and already? You know what I mean? So he could still be an on-air talent as far as we have umpteen amount of episodes already recorded and umpteen amount of ROH's updates recorded. So maybe that's what they mean by on-air talent too, still, because we don't really know how far their tapings go.
Dude, with Ring of Honor, it's a mess. It's gotten to the point where I refuse to review it unless I'm getting paid to do it. So I do it on my Patreons weekly. My Patreon, I have a weekly schedule, includes 205 Live and Ring of Honor TV. That way, when I'm watching it, I'm like, okay, at least I'm getting paid monthly to do this from the Patreons. They really want them stuff. But I recommend everyone to check out, if you haven't already, check out the Patreons. I'm dishing out shows as well up there all the time. There's a daily schedule on, so check that out if you haven't already. And where are we here? Ba-da-bum. Tyler Dillon says he's excited for Okada Suzuki. Me too. Kevin Eric Snell, for my money, only Juventud Guerrera is the juice. And then Tyler Dillon says, I call Lesnar the juice.
According to you, okay, you would call Rush the juice.
Yeah, we call Rush well, I do anyway. I don't want to get you any heat from Rush. I call Rush the juice. There is no way that him and Jinder Mahal would just be unstoppable. Rick in 1982 says Bullet Club will be a part of Honor Rising events that RH are doing this month in Japan. Yeah, I saw that advertised. I did see that. It was on Facebook, and it was advertised that Honor Rising stuff. But I thought Honor Rising last year was pretty shit. I'll cover it because it's New Japan and I pay for New Japan World, so why the fuck not? But I don't really want to watch it.
No, I hear you. They have to kind of bring Bullet Club in for their Honor Rising because. Not very many. I'm not gonna say not very many people that's familiar with Ring of Honor are familiar with Suzuki Gun, but for the most part, the casual Ring of Honor fan are like Bullet Club, Bullet Club, Bullet Club, so they're gonna want Bullet Club.
And more importantly than that, who else do they have on the fucking Ring of Honor roster who haven't fucked off to WWE anyway?
Oh God, man, that's the point. Donovan Dijak just left Ring of Honor, so.
Oh really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, he just left Ring of Honor, man, or he's getting ready to leave Ring of Honor. It's one of the two. He's definitely on his way out of the door. So, Ring of Honor.
What is something's going on internally that's fucking up that company? Something is really going wrong.
It really is. ACH, he said he was the last 6 months of his career was he was the most depressed in his wrestling career because of Ring of Honor. So
Yeah, but with Ring of Honor, you can't move up. You're in that spot, and that's your spot. Like ACH was mega over. Cedric Alexander was mega over at one point. Donovan Dijak, look how over he was at Final Battle this year. I think you were there. Like that guy was mega over.
Yeah, I was there. He was mega over, and they keep the same. I mean, they're kind of almost guilty of what WWE does in a way. Like, but it's consistently in the last 2-3 years, even 4 years. Main event picture's been Adam Cole, Jay Briscoe. And then you get the little mix.
Jay Lethal.
Jay Lethal. You know, you get your little mix in there. But I mean, for the most part, those are consistently the dudes that are around the main title. And I guess the Supercard of Honor, the WrestleMania weekend, Adam Cole's defending the strap against against Dalton Castle. If they don't pull the trigger and put the strap on Dalton Castle, I don't know what I don't know.
I don't know what they're going to do anyway. I think they're fucking imbeciles. Kevin Eric Snell says Yoshinobu Kanemaru's okay. I think he flipped from New Japan to Noah back to New Japan, and they played up some tension during his return.
So he needed to turn his damn pants.
Chauncey Bullock says, Brother Nero LK, I knew you'd come. Kevin Eric Snell says, not speaking Japanese, I miss a lot of the subtleties. Minoru Suzuki is a tough son of a bitch, but I can't get over the fact he looks like an overgrown baby in an abbey. LK won't have semen anymore after 2017. What's Shibata doing in a match with the Goofy Cruisers? It's just promoting the Will Ospreay, isn't it? It's just promoting his match with Will Ospreay at the next night or the next weekend's New Beginning show.
And what's funny is, real quick, like, is Will Ospreay, as far as New Japan, like, I'm kind of even not starting to consider him not even a junior anymore. Like, he doesn't really wrestle junior matches in New Japan like that anymore.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I don't know though, because
like he goes back and forth. Maybe I don't know, but
I still think he should have a junior heavyweight run in him. Maybe he win the Super Juniors again this year, and I hate it when they do that. They should have a new Super Junior winner. What else have we got here? Chauncey Bullock says #beat up booms, #beat up SOS. He says it to everyone. Chauncey Bullock says #W205 is not the best show on the WWE network. Bring WWE superstars back to WTV. I'd prefer the 205 live to superstars.
Yeah, I agree.
Hashtag. Yeah, I'm actually up to episode 6 on that. I'm up to episode 6 on that. Shame on me for actually watching that, but I find it entertaining. Chauncey Bullock says beat up Dave Meltzer. I am W Kai, but they trying to be like WCW. Buddy, I understand nothing that you just said there, pal. Tyler Dillon says, I think Daniels will beat Cole, then Fish beats Daniels, then Castle beats Daniels. I think Daniels will beat Cole, then Fish beats Daniels, then Castle beats Fish, I'm guessing. I could see that. That way they could create stars of... Daniels is already over, but create a star with Fish and Castle. Yeah. And then you could... But they really need to do something really quick, and I guess if they did that in quick enough time, by the time like Adam Cole's contract goes up, because I think his contract goes up in March or something, which is scary, like if Adam Cole goes. But you always have the Briscoes there. You'll always have the Briscoe. So you could just do Jay Briscoe versus Mark Briscoe in a 3-hour Ironman match on pay-per-view and a 1-hour Ironman match on TV. But with Ring of Honor, it used to be my favorite promotion. Like, a favorite. In 2014, that was my favorite promotion. 2017, I couldn't give a fuck. I watch it because it's on my weekly schedule on my Patreon. That's it. If I didn't upload on the Patreon, I would not watch it. Period. It's like, okay, you're going to get good matches, but they're out of date. They're like months behind, leading up to a pay-per-view, which sometimes has already happened. The fallout from the pay-per-view is, they'll show you the 3 matches from the pay-per-view before, and it's just a complete mess, and everyone's leaving. Something internally is going wrong with that company.
It's to the point to where, like, go to Global Wars, War of the Worlds every year, it's to a point to where they announce shows for Philly, they announced shows for Dearborn, Michigan, they announced shows for Toronto, Canada, and I was like, I have no interest in even going this year because I'd rather go to G1 shows in LA that are just strictly New Japan. Yeah, damn. You'll probably get the RH guys there anyway. Yeah, it's like, because I mean, the way Ring of Honor shows are now, I remember, like, it's funny that you said that about 2014 because it was like, hey, Ring of Honor was really good then, and the New Japan guys are kind of like, hey, we got really great dudes on this roster, but we also are bringing some New Japan guys over there. Hey, so you can see some of these guys. And slowly but surely start being like, we can't do shows without the New Japan guys.
Yeah, they've done that recently, and it's because they have no one. Everyone's gone. Tyler Dillon says, what do you think of TPT?
TPT?
Do you know what that is? TPT?
Enlighten me.
I have no idea. That's why I was asking you to save me. Tyler Dillon, please put what TPT stands for. I have no clue.
We should.
Kevin X Snell. I could Google it, maybe, but I have no idea what it is. Kevin X Snell says, too bad Mick Foley's retired. He could feud with Bobby Fish and do the one fish, two fish, red fish, blue fish poem. Tyler Dillon says, I'm going to War of the World show in Dearborn. And it's the top prospect tournament. That's what the TPT is.
Okay. All right, right on.
Dude, I have.
Who's even in the tournament? What, like
I think they've like announced 3 or 4 people, but I knew none of them. Like that's the thing with a top prospect. Like they can have an 16 man tournament where they can create some stars, but the issue is they have a track record of Matt Taven, Donovan Dijak, who's fucked off, Hanson and Rowe fucked off.
Rush, damn near fucked off.
Yeah, it's like everyone they have, they just waste because they're stuck in the same slot. They are stuck in the exact same slot, and they always are. They never push it in. That's their problem. And now it's biting them in the ass to the point where they have no one.
Nope.
Absolutely no one. And it's a shame. It's a shame.
It's really a shame to where, man, can you remember, it seems like that long ago, you can argue that TNA is like severely better than them right now. That's a strong argument. Like,
yeah, I will happily sit there and watch Impact on Thursday to review of Booms. Happily do that. I sometimes prefer watching Raw. Actually, that's a bit cruel, but it is, at least you get something out of it. Like you do a Ring of Honor, you watch a Ring of Honor show for an hour. You feel like, okay, I've watched a good match, but meant nothing. You do a review on it, but no one's watched it, so no one watches the review of it. What's the point? It's just pointless. It's silly. It is what it is. And Ring of Honor, you need to sort your shit out. It won't go out of business because it's Sinclair, isn't it? But if numbers go down and fucking attendance goes down, but then again, they're not paying anyone to wrestle, so I think it'll be okay. Jesus Christ. Let's see if we have any more live comments and we'll wrap this bad boy up. Oh, come on, phone, you imbecile. All 8 men are announced for the top prospect tournament. Let's have a quick look on who this top prospect tournament is. ROH top prospect tournament 2017. Okay, it's quite searched quite high on Google. Let's go on Wikipedia. Tournament.
Nope. I'm about to say, because no one else know who was in it either. They're like, who's in this?
Tournament list of winner tournament. No, they haven't announced 2017 yet. That's announced. There we go. Let's use this site. I hope it's right. I would use ROH's official one. However, their site takes so long to load on mobile. It's not even funny. Right, here we go. These are the participants. I know one of them. Josh Woods, Raphael King, Preston Quinn, Kurt Stallion, Sean Carr, Brian Milonas, John Schuyler, who I know, Chris LaRusso. I know no one else apart from John Schuyler. And it will take place on February 11th at their TV taping in Pennsylvania. So we'll probably get it on March, April, May, June, maybe December of this year on actual TV.
We can, if you want it in about a year's time, if you want to review that top prospect tournament when it airs, we can do that.
Yeah, sure. It'll be on Patreon though. Is that all right with you? I review it like this, but then I just upload it on the Patreon.
That's fine, man. We get that top prospect tournament 2017 going in 2018. I'm down with it. Probably.
I'll book you in then. I'll let you know in November-ish when we can do it.
When the first show airs.
When their first show airs. It's so far behind, but it is what it is. And I don't it's becoming the point where I rib Ring of Honor like Booms used to rib TNA. It's just bad. Anyway, they got their 15th anniversary pay-per-view coming up soon, if you knew that or not. I think that's March. Not that anyone knows about it. It's just poor, isn't it? Anyway, there'll probably be some New Japan Ring of Honor matches, maybe. Anyway, that's going to do it for today's wrestling. Well, promote yourself, actually, before we go off the air.
All right. First of all, I'm gonna give a shout out to my co-host Bunchy Bunches. What up, sis? How you doing? You can find us both at SOS Wrestle Talk on that Twitter machine. Go ahead and give us a follow. We also have our podcast on SoundCloud.com. We can also find us on Instagram. You know, we holler back and forth and all that, and we getting the YouTube channel going up and coming soon. So be on the lookout for that. But yeah, man, just chilling out waiting for that show, man, Sunday morning, and I'm excited for it. So.
Me too. Me too. I'm excited for that as well. Yeah, but get your YouTube up, and then anytime you want me as a guest, I'll jump.
Yeah.
I'll jump on if you just give me some notice.
Hell yeah, you know we'll have you on anytime.
You'll appreciate coming on again on a kind of short notice again, but we're getting a bit longer notice. It wasn't 90 minutes. It was a few hours.
Hey,
it was
man,
a few
for
hours.
the most part, I don't do anything for the most part, so it's all good.
That's awesome. Sunday we'll be back with the New Japan review show. It's Friday night and it's Wrestle AM. That means it's my last show until Sunday. I always take Saturday off, but do not forget to check out Kocosports.net. I'll still update the site on Saturday. However, basically I have rules with my girlfriend. Okay, I'm allowed to come out here, scream my ass off at fucking 4:08 a.m. in the morning like right now. But the deal is, I have to take one day off a week. Otherwise, apparently, I never do. So I take one night off a week from the podcastings, and it was going to be today, but I thought, no, I'll have Saturday off because then I can just sit and chill in my bed and watch the UFC on Fox 23 because I'll have to watch it on a stream, so I could just take my laptop up there and just watch it in bed. So that's going to be Sunday as well on MMA AM. We're going to cover the UFC Fight Night show, and then Wrestle AM will be the New Japan review show, New Beginnings, and then Monday will be Raw, Tuesday SmackDown. You guys know the drill by now. The only thing that's changed is the names. It's just MMA AM once a day and Wrestle AM once a day. That's the only difference. That being said, thank you all for watching, ladies and gentlemen. Like, comment, subscribe as always. Stay safe, stay well. We'll be catching your asses down the line.